Hey everybody. So there have been a lot of layoffs in the tech industry lately, particularly in big tech software companies. And so I've had some inquiries from friends about consulting. And so I've been thinking, what would be my number one piece of advice for people who are interested in consulting, particularly in software and technology? And the number one piece of advice I could offer is save your money, bank your money. When you are a consultant, you can make a lot of money. You can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, particularly if you work hard and find good clients and get good projects. And so it's tempting to extrapolate out those dollar amounts to think like, wow, I'm making $200,000, $300,000 a year. And certainly that is possible. But there's a couple things you need to bear in mind. Primarily, consulting really follows the business cycle, and so it really is seasonal. And so companies will go through periods where they have money that they can allocate to projects, and they can look around and say, okay, what are the things we want to accomplish, and we can bring in consultants to help with that. But during lean times, maybe they didn't make as much money last year. They are not going to be starting new projects. They're not going to be bringing in consultants as much. And so you are at the mercy of these business cycles. And these cycles, they happen all the time. They're totally outside of your control. And so you just have to plan for them to happen. And so one of the pieces of advice that I got when I started was just to realize that consulting is feast or famine. And so it really is that way. And so you just need to be aware of it. And so the number one thing that you can do to help prepare yourself is, during those times where you're making money, they say make hay while the sun shines. Make as much money as you can, charge as much as you reasonably can, and then save as much as you can. Don't go living high on the hog, as we say. Try to save that money, because inevitably there will come a valley, a time where you don't have work. Also, if you're just an individual contractor, you don't have someone out there that's looking for jobs for you. That means that when your project comes to an end, it's very, very unlikely you're going to have another project that starts right on the heels of that. So, you will have to start looking around, finding your next project, letting people know that you're available. Usually that means just reaching out to people, going on some lunches, things like that. And then the other part of advice related to that is taxes and also insurance. When you are an employee, you don't really have to worry about income taxes and insurance and other kind of vocational expenses. But when you're a 1099 or a contractor, it's up to you to pay your taxes and up to you to get health insurance. And so, you have to plan whatever your tax bracket's going to be. It's probably going to be 20%, 30% of your revenue is going to go to your income tax. So set that money aside. Don't touch it. Don't spend it. Don't put it in the stock market, and definitely don't put it into crypto. Just save that money. Whether you pay taxes quarterly or annually, you will have to pay those taxes. And if you need to get health insurance, you'll need to pay that out of pocket as well. You may also need to pay for your equipment. You may need to buy a new computer, things like that. So save, save, save. You can make a lot of money as a consultant, especially if you do good work and have a good reputation. But just save, save, save. Save that money as much as you can. That'll help you make it from one project to the next.